What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. And today we have another thing of valve covers on the A4. I went ahead and kind of cleaned up the engine bay yesterday. Sorry about the noise. I have the S8 running because I haven't driven it in a couple days, but that's a whole other story. Yeah, so I took some time in the engine bay yesterday. Let me just show you around. I'm cleaning it up, making it look a lot better than it did. I don't know if you guys had seen it too recently, but it was rather gross. And I mean, I just kind of went ham on it, put a lot of degreaser on it, and then kind of went to town with the pressure washer. Came out looking pretty good. At least now there's some room to work and with less grime and whatnot. But this valve cover should be a lot easier. With just a couple nuts on these studs right here, all around, and should be able to pop it off, pop the new one on, and call it good. But you guys may be wondering why the stock airbox is back in. I was losing boost for quite some time. I didn't know what was happening. I would get boost, and then once I hit like 2,000, 3,000 RPMs, it would fall back, and it would just, I don't know, it felt really bad. And I just tried to figure out what it was. I thought maybe the turbo was on its way out, but no, that ended up being it. I'm making full boost again with the stock airbox, and honestly, with turbo cars, you don't need a cold air intake, so I think I might just stick with that. And then I also have a inlet hose, which actually I can show you guys. Yeah, I'm just letting the S8 warm up. I just gotta let the S8 warm up since it hasn't been driven in a couple days. I also got an oil filter and oil to do an oil change in the A4. I need to do it on the S8 too, but since I've been working on this, I figured I would do this. But I ordered this. It is used. It was a lot cheaper, and well, I don't know. But it is a forged turbo inlet hose. Oh my lord. Okay. It is a forged turbo inlet hose for this car, so I can get that in there at some point, and well, that should help with something. And I will be ordering a diverter valve, a couple of other like tiny little mods, but I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to do KO4 and do the GAIAC chip tune, and maybe do front mount intercooler, high flow cat, and all that. But I think, talking budget right now, and then also keeping this somewhat of a daily driver for right now until I want to go ham on it, leave the KO3, get some new oil lines because they are leaking on the KO3, get some new oil lines. I've got the turbo inlet, get a diverter valve, maybe an HFC, and yeah, I can't remember exactly what else I wanted to do. It's been stressing me out, but yeah, so just do some tiny mods and just keep this thing kind of how it is. Also go with the GAIAC, I can't remember what they call it, it's like the stage 1 or something for the KO3. So yeah, I mean, a couple tiny mods and I could get it tuned and do that, and then be making a little bit more horsepower, a little over 200 I think, and we'd be sitting pretty good for a while, at least until we could do KO4 with some bigger supporting mods. I already do have the exhaust. I think you guys, pardon me, knew about that. The only thing I have is the stock cat, so that's something to think about. But anyways, I'm gonna stop blabbering on, just get to work on the valve cover, and yeah, I guess you guys are gonna be here with me. I'll try to make this more of a little bit of a fun video, try to get more comfortable with it, because I just kind of feel like the videos maybe have been getting boring for you guys. But anyways, yeah, maintenance is just something that always got to be done, and I'm trying to get all the maintenance side of things done on this and the S8 before I really start getting into like getting them completed, with cosmetically and other performance mods that I want to do, especially on the A4. And so yeah, it's all getting there. It's just taking time, but I am glad that you guys can kind of follow my builds, if you will. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and pop this valve cover off and get going. All right, so I believe these are 11s, 10 millimeters. These are 10 millimeters. just gonna go ahead and break these loose, and those are very not on there very tight, which is great. So these were literally already loose. Anyways, those might be more of a pain. I'm gonna need a deep socket for those because they're a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3. This doesn't look like much really at all, you guys. This is like rather easy. Do know I also have to pull these off, which this is already broken. I'm gonna go to the junkyard, and on every old Audi, I'm gonna pull like 9 of these. These are super easy to pop out. You just come in from the side here, pull this purple clip out, and then the wires pop out from the back. These little, you know, whatever you want to call those little connectors in there. They pull out, and then the connector piece actually comes off. So I could just pop some new ones, or pop some used ones off, and then pop them on here, and should be good. I do also think I was gonna do the 2.0 coil conversion because it might give it a little bit of a better spark, make it run a little bit better, especially since I do have the, what are they, the NGK Platinum spark plugs in there, I believe. So yeah, I mean, you know. But anyways, these bad boys should just pop out. Alright, so I'm gonna pop these out, and then we'll see where we're at. Alright, you guys, well, you watched that happen. It came off very smoothly. I had no issues whatsoever. All the bolts, or the bolts that hold on the valve cover were loose and everything. And yeah, just move a couple other things out of the way, and it works well. So looking under here, I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Everything actually looks pretty good. I'm kind of surprised, but 180,000 miles. See nothing down in any of the spark plug holes. And yeah, it looks great. So that is extremely hot. It's also covered in, you know, you can kind of see just from over time. But anyways, I'm gonna get to cleaning this up, pulling these valve cover gaskets off, and yeah, I guess we'll just kind of go from there. So let's get to it. Also, this is extremely hot because I did drive this morning quite far, and so it's still extremely hot under here. That is why I was wearing those beefy gloves or whatever. They were pretty big, but anyways, like I said, let's get to it. I was just going to show you guys, so some of these vacuum lines that are all kind of chewed up like that, there's some back here, they're just kind of all chewed up like that one right there. Maybe hard to see, it's all chewed up. I have some replacement rubber, so I'm going to try to replace those and see if I can just kind of touch that up. Alright guys, so that's how the inside of it looks. Don't know if you can really see the full thing. Actually came out pretty good. I just kind of touched up the outside a little bit more. Anyways, let's head back outside. Okay, so I got the new gasket installed, as you guys can see. I did put a little bit of sealant around underneath it, so that way it adheres better. So I don't know why this one's different and why this one, the gasket's on the actual head instead of the cover, but whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and start installing the valve cover, which looks a lot better since I cleaned it. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So these bad boys get torqued down to 10 Newton meters. So I'll use my new torque wrench. Man, this thing's finicky. Okay, we'll go with that. 10.03. Alright, you guys, well, we finished that up, got these all torqued down, got the coils back in, and yeah, it looks pretty good. It's all nice and clean around here, down there. Still need to do some deeper cleaning, kind of, I guess I can show you, kind of down and there, maybe a little difficult to see. But there's a bunch of, yeah, there you go, a bunch of oil that's been dripping over the years down there. So I do want to replace that. I went ahead and got a couple of vacuum lines replaced. I got that one in the back right there. Got a couple more I can go ahead and touch up. I also did break this when I was taking it off. I guess it doesn't surprise me. It's rather old, as you can see it's split right there. So I will have to get a new one of those. And also, that hose is split right. Well, if I can get it to load or focus. There you go. So that hose is split right there as well, which I do have a replacement for just on hand somehow. So I will go ahead and pop that on, and then yeah, we should be pretty good. Obviously it should be running a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, and yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this real quick and we'll go ahead and finish up the video. All right guys, so just one more thing. I did go ahead and replace, well, I was trying to replace that hose that I showed you guys that was broken. There's the end of it right there. And in doing so, as you can see down there, those two hoses, I don't know if you can see, but those two hoses are broken right there. I can't point because I got only one hand, two hands. But yeah, so those came apart. Just wish I could get better light. There you go. So those two hoses have come apart. So that is, I just had the other one. So the piece we're looking at is like that, and it came apart. It came apart right here, which this one is broken from last time because it's supposed to be the other piece here. But that is the crankcase breather. So I'm gonna go ahead and order like a couple of these because this will be the second time replacing it within a couple months. Actually, I didn't replace that too long ago. So I'm gonna order that, and then taking a look down here around the whole turbo area, and so with the new inlet hose, I'm gonna also get a new diverter valve, and I'm gonna do an RKX diverter valve. So I'm gonna go ahead and order that possibly tonight, so that way I can get going on this. But then the line, so the oil lines, the one on the right side was leaking. I think I wiped it off. I'm gonna run it for a little bit and see like how it goes, and if there's any oil coming around, because I would like to replace that too if that's an issue. One on the left side looks like perfect, as you guys can see. There's no issues there. And then yeah, I don't know, it's all kind of a mess down here since nobody's cared for this car for a long time. So yeah, so I'm gonna order that diverter valve and crankcase breather hoses, and then once those come, we can go ahead and pop all this off right here and kind of clean that whole area, put the new inlet hose on, put the new diverter on, get a good setup going over here, and then pop that on, and then we should be fully boosting. And I didn't realize that is why we're not boosting as much as I guess we could have, because that crankcase breather is a big vacuum leak now. So yeah, I'm gonna get those on the way, so that way we can replace that, see how this car does. But yeah, I mean, it's starting to get there. It's looking a lot better. I'm getting happy with it. So anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please like the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And I will see you guys in the next video. So peace out.